Welcome back, everyone. So, have you ever, looked in the mirror and just felt that unique pressure of being a teenager today? Maybe wishing you could change something or just feeling a bit lost about, well, healthy habits, that feeling. It's incredibly common, totally understandable, really, given everything. Today, we're doing a deep dive into exactly that. Body confidence and healthy habits for teenagers. It's complex stuff. We've gathered some really interesting material to help you cut through all the noise out there. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, absolutely. And our mission today really is to pull out the key insights from this really practical source we found. It's a video called Teen Body Confidence and Healthy Habits by Alice Muniz. And look, we're not searching for complicated diets or those extreme workout routines, not at all. The goal is simple. Extract the straightforward, powerful, and most importantly, practical tips from this video. Things that can genuinely help teens transform their health, their body image, and their confidence. And it's all about building habits that actually stick, sustainable stuff, not quick fixes that just disappear.
Right, exactly. And what makes this source particularly relevant for this deep dive, I think, is that it specifically tackles the unique situation teenagers in the U.S. are dealing with. We're talking school pressures, which are immense. Then there's the constant social comparison made so much worse by social media, right? And let's be honest, just the sheer amount of unhealthy food options everywhere you turn, it's a tough environment, and the source actually acknowledges that right up front. But then, and this is where it gets really interesting, it pivots straight into clear strategies for actually thriving in that environment.
Mm-hmm. And starting by acknowledging that reality is, well, it's vital. The source is pretty blunt, actually. It says being a teenager in the U.S. isn't easy. Plain and simple. And it lists those pressures we just mentioned. School stress, the social comparisons, which can really hit self-esteem hard, and just, how easy it is to find unhealthy food everywhere. Understanding that context isn't about making excuses. It's crucial for seeing why some habits are tough to start and why these simple steps the source suggests are actually kind of powerful because they are simple. It really sets the stage for changes that feel achievable.
That's such a great point. It's not saying give up because it's hard. It's saying, okay, it's hard, and here's how you can still make a huge difference. It's about giving you, the listener, back some control, some agency, even when things feel overwhelming. So, okay, given this challenging landscape, where does the source say you can get the most sort of immediate impact? What's the first step? Maybe the easiest one.
Well, the source points us straight to home base. The first big thing is eating balanced meals at home. And crucially, it adds ideally with your family. Now, the why behind that is really insightful. It touches on social modeling, you could call it. When everyone around the table is generally following the same healthy patterns, it just becomes so much easier for you to stay consistent. It kind of lowers the mental effort needed, Less decision fatigue. It stops being this constant battle of willpower and starts feeling more normal, integrated.
Absolutely. It creates this supportive little ecosystem, doesn't it? Think about it. If everyone's eating veggies and grilled chicken, you're probably less tempted to just go grab chips later, right? It turns it from this solo mission, this struggle, into more of a shared thing, a collective habit, which makes sticking with it way more likely than if you're just trying to resist snacks or fast food all by yourself because, well, it's easy. It basically makes the healthy choice the easy choice in that moment.
Exactly. And it does more than just make the meal healthy. It normalizes balanced eating over time. Those quick, less healthy options start to seem less appealing just by comparison. It's like retraining what feels normal.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Which kind of leads us nicely into the second key strategy the source brings up, making smart food choices. Specifically, knowing what to maybe cut back on and what you can swap in instead. The source calls this a big factor, and I mean, anyone who's ever stood in a mall food court knows exactly why.
Oh, for sure. The source names names. High-calorie junk food and fried meals. Obvious culprits, maybe? But the insight here, I think, is a bit deeper. It hints at how these foods, the ultra-processed ones, they're often designed to be too tasty, right? Hyper-palatable. And what that does is it can actually mess with your body's natural I'm full signals, satiety cues. So you end up eating more, maybe not even realizing it, because your body's signals are kind of being hijacked. And that affects not just weight, but how you feel, how confident you feel. It's all connected.
That mall food court example, it's like running a gauntlet sometimes, isn't it? So vivid. The source is clear. This kind of environment where convenience often wins over nutrition, it actively slows down progress.
So, okay, besides just pure willpower, what practical things does the source suggest? How do you actually choose better in those moments?
It's all about practical swaps, not total bans. That's key. So instead of reaching for a soda, the idea is, grab water or maybe an unsweetened iced tea or something. And for fried stuff, go for grilled or baked options instead. Chicken sandwich, get the grilled one. Fries, maybe a side salad or baked potato. These aren't massive life-altering changes in the moment. They're small adjustments, but they add up big time. And if you zoom out, it's not just about cutting calories, it's about shifting towards more mindful eating, consciously choosing alternatives that are healthier, but still, enjoyable, satisfying. It's like you're retraining your taste buds and your habits one little swap at a time. So it's those small, smart swaps. Grilled instead of fried, water instead of soda. Simple, but yeah, really powerful when you think about the why behind them, like messing with fullness signals. That's fascinating.
Absolutely. And each time you make that conscious swap, you're reinforcing a healthier pattern. It makes the whole process feel less like a diet, more like just making better choices naturally.
Okay. And sticking with conscious choices, the third strategy the source highlights is another big one that pushes back against that easy eating out culture. Home cooking.
Yes, home cooking.
Yeah.
The source really frames this as taking back control, essentially. When you cook at home, you know exactly what's going into your food. Total transparency. You control the fats, the salt, the sugar, the portion sizes. You can make sure you're getting fresh ingredients. And it makes you think, doesn't it? How much more aware are you personally of what you're eating when you actually helped make it versus just getting a meal handed to you? That awareness itself is a huge step towards building healthier habits and getting a better feel for what your body actually needs. Often underestimated, that part.
It really is empowering, isn't it? You shift from just being a consumer to being the creator of your meal. And automatically, you dodge so many of those hidden sugars or excessive amounts of salt and unhealthy oils that sneak into restaurant food, even stuff that sounds healthy.
Exactly. It just cuts through a lot of the guesswork and builds a more intentional relationship with food.
Yeah.
More sustainable, definitely.
All right, so we've covered eating at home, smart swaps, cooking more. What's the fourth piece? It's got to be movement, right?
You got it. Fourth, fundamental, movement. The source is crystal clear. Moving your body is essential. Can't get around that one, but, and this is important, it immediately tackles that big barrier that stops a lot of teens.
Let me guess. The gym membership thing.
Precisely. It says loud and clear, no, you don't need an expensive gym membership. And that's huge because it's not just about the cost. It makes exercise feel less intimidating, more accessible. Like it's not this exclusive club you have to join.
Which is brilliant because then it opens up so many possibilities. The source mentions things like just walking, right? Or riding your bike. Even playing basketball with friends, that counts. The real takeaway seems to be finding ways to move that you actually like, that feel fun, not like some awful chore you have to pick off a list. Could be dancing around your room, exploring a park, skateboarding, whatever gets you moving and puts a smile on your face.
Exactly that. Connecting movement with pleasure, with social time. Those are powerful motivators, much stronger than just feeling obligated to go lift weights if you hate it. The goal is finding activity that fits into your life naturally, enjoyably. That's what makes you stick with it long term.
Okay, so pulling it all together, the source actually gives us 4 really clear keys. Makes it super straightforward. Let me just recap them quickly. 1, eat healthy, ideally with your family. 2, avoid junk food, make those smart swaps. 3, cook at home more often than eating out. And 4, stay active every day, finding ways you enjoy. They sound simple when you listen like that, but doing them consistently, that's where the magic happens, right?
That's absolutely it. Simple on the surface, profound in practice. And the source really hammers home the long-term payoff. The earlier you build these habits, the easier it will be to maintain a healthy lifestyle. This isn't just about looking or feeling better right now. It's literally building a foundation for your future health. Decades down the line. What's really interesting is that focus on foundational habits, not those quick, temporary fixes we see everywhere. This is about investing in yourself.
Yeah, investing in that future self. And that connects right back to the ultimate goal the source mentions, helping you finally feel confident in your own body. It positions it as something totally achievable, maybe even within this year, not some far-off fantasy. It comes back to empowerment, doesn't it? Taking charge through these simple, consistent actions, realizing that confidence often grows from taking care of yourself.
Couldn't agree more. Confidence isn't just a feeling that appears out of nowhere. So often, it's the result of making those choices that show self-respect. It's proof to yourself that you can do it. Self-efficacy, right there.
Okay, wow. So we've really dug into Alice Munez's insights here on teen body confidence and healthy habits. We've seen how these simple, consistent steps, family meals, smart swaps, home cooking, enjoyable movement can lead to really significant change. Not just physical, but mental and emotional too. So what does this all mean for you listening right now? Well, it means you hold the power to start making these changes. Today, even. Don't feel you have to do everything at once. That's overwhelming. Just pick one thing maybe. Commit to one family meal this week where you're all eating well together. Or swap just one soda for water tomorrow. Which one of these simple ideas feels like something you could try? Even one small step done consistently, that's where the real difference starts.
Yeah, beautifully put. And just to build on that final thought, connecting it to the bigger picture. This isn't just about food and exercise schedules. It's really about that feeling of empowerment, of self-efficacy that starts to bloom when you make conscious choices for you. It's about realizing you have agency, you have control over your health, your confidence, your story. So here's something to really sit with. Consider how embracing even one of these simple habits might shift things. Not just your physical health, but maybe your daily mindset, your resilience. Especially as a teenager, navigating, let's face it, a pretty complex world. It's about strengthening the whole you, isn't it?
That is a powerful thought to end on. Really chew on that one. Thank you so much for diving deep with us today. We really hope this gave you some practical tools and maybe a fresh perspective. Trusting us to help you get this knowledge quickly and thoroughly means a lot. Until next time.